before maybe game 3, but I'm going to leave it open. And I think we're going to be doing some giveaways through our YouTube channel. So that's exciting. So if you're listening on YouTube or not, go over to YouTube and subscribe. Again, Talking Tuesday here. Dabo Swinney speaking about the Georgia Bulldogs. We'll get back to some of those comments. We heard his opening statements earlier. Also, Brett Ciancia, Pick Six Previews, joins us. A big college football weekend. Thank goodness. Last week was just the appetizer. This is the full course meal to open up the season. And Clemson in Georgia. Oh, that is the steak and shrimp or lobster or the surf and turf, whatever you like. Whatever your favorite. I don't care if your favorite meal is a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. That's the peanut butter and jelly of the weekend. Believe me on that front. So, again, we'll hear some more from Dabo Swinney here on the program. Right now, as he was talking about the out of the gates, we were hearing his opening statements, but now a little more specific on the comments from Coach Swinney. And he was asked about, Clemson and Georgia facing off and just the rivalry that is and the significance of it as these two are basically backyard neighbors, so to speak.
Well, yeah, I mean, it just, makes sense. I mean, you're right down the road from each other. And I mean, we've played big opponents for 12 years since I've been the head coach here. That's kind of what we've done. I mean, we've gone all the way out to A&M. We've gone to Auburn. We've done a couple of kickoff classic type things now. So, I think it brings a lot of excitement to it, and certainly the fans love it. Anytime you play a quality opponent like we've played over the years, but Clemson, Georgia is not just a quality game and quality opponent. There's a tradition there that and a history that I think both sides, have a lot of respect for. There's been a lot of unbelievable moments in the Clemson, Georgia game, over the years. So I know I remember when I got the job in 08, 09, I mean, people were talking about playing Georgia in 2013. I remember that vividly. Like, oh, we're going to play Georgia. It's like I don't even know if I'm going to be the head coach or alive in 2000. I'm just trying to survive 09. And people are asking me about playing Georgia in 2013. So it's a big deal. It means a lot. Your proximity, fan bases, living on top of each other in both states, Clemson people, Georgia people. So I think that just adds to the excitement. It's what makes college football, fun is rivalries like this.
Again, Dabo Swinney earlier today up in Tigertown talking about Clemson's matchup. I don't know why that's not pausing, so I apologize for that. Dabo Swinney talking about Clemson's matchup with Georgia. I don't know what was going on, man. I'm hitting pause, coach. But he wasn't pausing. Timeout. Let me get a TO, coach. But he was also asked about Fred Davis. And obviously Fred Davis was involved in a pretty terrible car accident, reckless. And he was asked if Fred Davis would be available. Clemson has talked about, and Dabo Swinney has talked about some internal, how they're going to handle this thing internally. And, I think some people would say, man, I can't believe Fred Davis isn't suspended. I think there will be people out there that would say that. But here's Coach Swinney's explanation about Fred Davis and whether or not he will be available this weekend for Clemson.
Everybody's available, and I think, we're all still kind of living in a COVID world, and that's just kind of how we're going to handle it, really the same as last year. Regardless of what situation is, we're just going to say who's available and who's not available and keep moving on. So everybody is available at this point, except for a couple guys that we've talked about from a long-term injury standpoint.
So to me, hearing Coach Swinney talk there, it sounds more like the Fred Davis situation as far as discipline is something that with the COVID scenarios that we're dealing with is just something that at this time, I guess, is not going to be handled. Now, I don't know if Coach Swinney, I haven't been able to get through all of this audio yet. I don't know if he addressed it further, but I think most people can understand how something like that would be looked at this point. Also, just given the COVID issues. But Swinney was asking, though, do you have a level of comfort this year dealing with COVID-19 because you've been through this already?
Yeah, and there's a vaccine. You know, we've got very few guys on our team who have not been vaccinated, very few, and our staff is vaccinated. So that gives you a whole lot more comfort level. So last year we didn't have that, and it's not that you can't get it, but you know it's like knowing it's freezing outside and you go out there when you dress properly and you got your toboggan on and you got heavy jacket and some thermals, and you know you can still get a cold, but you at least doing everything you can to protect yourself. And so I feel a lot better about that as far as the odds of getting it, as you know, vaccinated. Again, you can get it, and then also, you know, the symptoms hopefully not being as severe if somebody does get COVID. So I'm thankful for that, and it shows that it works. So I'm thankful that we have that as an option, and we didn't have that last year, and you know, hopefully we can mitigate, you know, more throughout the season and continue to, you know, have guys available and ready to play. And then the quarantining, the because of vaccination status and things like that, the protocols, the quarantining, all that stuff. Last year, that was the biggest issue, was if a guy got COVID, it was the contact tracing and all that. And so we're just in a much different space than we were last year.
Dabo Swinney there again, getting set for Clemson's matchup with Georgia, just talking about how the protocols to a degree will be changing from the standpoint of having so many guys vaccinated on the team. Didn't say 100% vaccinated. We have heard some teams that have said that, but just kind of hearing his thoughts on it. And, you know, I thought his comparison to, you know, when it's cold weather, just doing what you can to stay warm. That means it's going to keep you completely warm, but it helps. All right, we'll hit a quick break. Hour 2, Brett Ciancia, Pick Six Previews next.
Clemson Sports Talk with Lawton Swan on Columbia.